Downing Street. Our political correspondent Tom Harwood has been watching the arrivals.
I have indeed, and it's been, of course, a cabinet of loyalists that we saw appointed last night. A very smooth appointment process for this cabinet. No big hiccups, everything going as expected. Everything going, frankly, as was briefed to the Sunday newspapers over the weekend. This was a fairly steady, meticulous operation, and one that rewarded loyalists and, frankly, froze out those who supported effusively Rishi Sunak. Now, this cabinet meeting had one slight hiccup this morning, however. The Trade Secretary, Kemi Badenoch, turned up 21 minutes late to number 10. And my sources inside the building tell me that the cabinet meeting started without her. So it must have been a fairly awkward squeezing into the back there of the cabinet meeting after it had got going for the new Trade Secretary, but everyone else turned up between 9 and 9:30. I managed to ask some of the new cabinet ministers a bit about their brief. When the Defence Secretary, Ben Wallace, was walking up the street, I asked, how is he going to pay for all this new defence spending that is being promised, up from 2% of GDP to 3% of GDP by the end of the decade? That's the Liz Truss pledge. Well, the Defence Secretary told me it was for the Chancellor to find the money, not him. So potentially a lot put onto the shoulders of Kwasi Kwarteng, one of the most staunch allies of Liz Truss, and someone who has moved now into number 11 Downing Street. I asked him when these tax cuts were coming as he was walking in to Downing Street. He just smiled, and I suppose we can assume that'll be for a fiscal statement later this year.